carpenter. All single too. The guys can't keep up with him. Scared, you know. My brother was at some village and here comes this woman. She was packing an outboard motor at 25 horsepower. She looked pretty strong. Struggling behind her apparently was her husband struggling with the gas tank. Yeah, he said, oh, he ain't hopping around there. It scared him, he said. Right up here in the corner, there's a city games division on the right-hand side. Pull tabs, bingo hall. You know, not bingo tomorrow night, I think. 3 days a week. Now, this is our well house over here. Extreme right. There's a well. The blue tank can't meet the needs of the, since they put in the sewer system. All this is hooked onto the sewer system, so can't meet it. They're putting in a new what we call a pump house, well house, and that's where they got filters and pumps in there. You got 3 water lines coming out of there, going around town. Down by the powerhouse there's another station just like that, but it's just a pump house. And they use waste heat from the electric generators to heat that water up in the winter time. Then there's boxes that got thermostats in them for every couple hundred feet. Temperature gets down to 37 degrees, the heat can't come on. This is interesting. You see where it says that tank up there? I talked to those guys a couple of days ago. Of course, they didn't have those things sticking out, but I told him, are you guys building the top of that tank first? He said, yeah. So you guys gonna work it up, huh? He says, yeah, that's how they do it. You know, I would have never imagined that's how they did it. You know, I thought they'd build it up, you know. Yeah. He said, yeah, they got a bunch of jacks in there. Each round, they just gonna, you know, raise it up. Yeah, probably safer, I guess. So to me, it's all bolted together there. I don't see no welding. Maybe they don't weld. It's a water tank, though, storage. Now, this is our government offices right here, our tribal government. We handle all the social needs locally here. We got a court system that handles everything except criminal law. We handle juvenile delinquency if need, but everything else is done through our local tribe. This is all federally financed. And of course Barry Wallace is one of the founders of this, establishing our sovereignty. And the sovereignty issue in Alaska with the state and federal government, tribes, is a big mix-up. So it's a complicated thing. And the federal government will recognize sovereignty, but the state government will not. And so all this is funded by federal government, though. Indian treaty monies, they call it. But money's got to be appropriated by Congress all the time. We got different programs. 26 people work here. All local people. Some of them has got degrees, associate degrees, lots of them. And they get them and teach them and be patient with them, and they mess up, but just deal with them. And some of them, now they're going to retire, you know. It's a young working force here. I'd say most of them run about 40 years old right now. Well, you know, my dad would run the city here in the 1970s. He hired this girl right out of high school. That time the city was only, 3 people worked for the city government. My dad's the manager, and well, the girl showed up. She's pretty excited. Next day, never seen her. Next day, never seen her. Finally, she came in on the 3rd day. Showed up one day, 2 days missing. He asked her what happened to you. She says, I forgot I had a job. Well, he said that's too classical. He couldn't say nothing about it. But that's kind of typical. When you come from generations of never worked a day-to-day job, it's a hard thing to get into. When you're fur trapping and fishing and fighting forest fires. Yeah, my daughter's driving that truck. We got, I got her son. I hate to tell you guys, but that girl, she's probably half drunk. Yeah. I had to file for my custody of that grandson of mine. Yes. I wouldn't let her drive. She don't even have a license. She's visiting here, though. I was taking care of her boy. She'd been in Fairbanks for a month. Come over here, and her boyfriend is going to take that boy. And I said, absolutely, you ain't taking that boy. I went up to the tribal government and I asked for emergency custody. And I got it. And about 4 days later, we had a court hearing. So that woman can't take care of that boy. He'll be in danger. I hate to tell you that, but that's the true facts of reality, you know. I sat as a tribal justice there for 7 years, and I was a presiding judge for 4 years. I handle lots of cases like that. Not so much in our village, but outside.
Yeah.
See, we got 1,200 members. Heck, we got cases in Anchorage, Fairbanks, Alabama, Florida. United States Marshals down there serves our papers for us. In the state of Alaska, the state government will do it. The state troopers here, the city police officers. We could have our own tribal police force, but it's this way. We don't have the funds for it, you know. City government takes care of that. From here on back to the airport, everything you see, 1975, none of this existed. Not even the streets. Nothing. We have a totally federally financed subdivision out here. Purpose, of course, is for better health and welfare, you know. HUD homes, all federally financed homes. They got 70 of them back here. Yeah, residential homes, yeah. Good city government building we drive by. Daycare center right there run by the tribe. They charge, I mean, it ain't free, $20 a day, but still, you can't beat that. $100 a week if you work it. Pretty good. Yeah, that's darn good. You can't get a babysitter less than that. Babysitters, you know, they want minimum about $5 an hour, $6 an hour, and some of them more than that. The guy that just drove by us, he works for the tribe. He's a biologist. Come from Canada, that guy. He's over there in Quebec. That's my girlfriend. This is our city government. But 9 people work year-round for our city government. Right now, this is the water and sewer office. They do road construction, airport maintenance, the volunteer fire department, run the liquor store, gaming division, sell cable TV, water and sewer, laundromat in there. There's no property tax here. We pay a sales tax, that's it. And most of this is state funded. But they also go for grant monies that apply to small villages that are, you know, living in third world conditions just about. They get a lot of subsidies. But, it's not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. One of the things is the land status, because of the Land Claim Settlement Act, as a local person, the ladies was asking me where to get those logs up down the riverbank. We own surface rights around here. Local people. Everybody shares in the surface rights. But to go cut logs for commercial, these guys paid $30 for a permit to get those logs. But those logs are worth about $250 a piece, so, you know, they just want to know where they're at, you know, and keep track of it. They don't want them to clear cut, you know, clear out a patch of trees, you know. They want them to pick 1 in 6. There's 7 trees there, you can only take 1, you know. You gotta harvest. They just want to keep an eye on them. Nobody abuses the system, but subsurface rights shared by all the native people in the state of Alaska through their enrolled corporations that they're in. It's a $187,000 HUD home. That guy bought that ambulance surplus from our clinic. I don't know what happened to it, but I kind of like to get the tires off it. Off my kid. Now our tribe is taking over housing from here. Over this way is all tribal development. Our tribe builds log homes like that for about $140,000 average. Fully furnished too, and they move in there and they got a 30-year lease buy. Problem is, you never sell that home. And you own it, pass it on, everything. But they might even be able to rent it out, maybe. That hasn't been tried. But don't take these pictures, this guy.